Hey everybody, clearing. Okay, so we're going to get into emotionally, mentally, and physically what we can see for these connections coming together. So thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for these connections at this time? Emotionally, what is it? Masculines on the left, feminines on the right. Oh, nice. Okay. The moon. We get the Three of Pentacles. There's more than meets the eye going on right now emotionally. Masculines are coming into their own. This is my divine masculine embodiment. This is my leader, chieftain, monogamous king. The way I read the cards, this is a king that has a lot of charisma because they are channeling source. Look at the sun right at the top there. The infinite. So, yes, divine masculines, you're in a good place emotionally right now. In your strength, in your empowerment. Feminines are being asked to really let go of the past right now. So this is a grieving card, a mourning card. This is taking care of business, emotionally, finally letting go of some things. So right now it actually looks like the masculines are holding the stability, the strength for the connection. Now, feminines, that can look like your masculine not coming forward right now, so that you have space to really take care of your own karmic reconciliation, release. It can also look like the masculines coming in as stable friends and not diving into something that is getting ahead of themselves with passions. This can look like coming in and saying that they are committing only to you, feminines, as you're releasing this. There's a few layers here depending on where you're at with the connection, but there is definitely more than meets the eye. I'm going to pull some clarifiers. We also have the moon in the inverse, so deep, deep things coming to light. This is the bearing our souls to each other. This is the emotional maturity coming to light. So I'm just going to pull, let's see, what do we need to know about that from this inspiration deck? What can we see about the emotions right now? It did fall on the King of Wands. So yeah, feminines, you're contemplating things that have happened in the past. And, you know, the love here, the big picture is there to be seen. But right now, there's this preoccupation with the things that need to be let go of once and for all. And that can mean that you're at the stage where you have been doing that. And so it's just this emotional processing and bidding it farewell. Masculines have their intuitive work cut out for them, I just heard. So contemplation, practice mindfulness. So that's for each. So practice mindfulness, feminines. Don't be, you know, escaping into just your masculine here. Really look at what is in front of you, and masculines, practice mindfulness, because you don't need to be so aloof or stoic, you know, in this rigid kind of way. If you're getting intuitive nudges to support or connect with your feminine, go for it. This is, be mindful about that. So it doesn't just mean analysis paralysis. It can mean following that intuitive guidance if you are legitimately feeling to go towards your feminine. Don't jump to conclusions one way or the other. So right now, if you're having thoughts, either masculines or feminines, that don't feel good, don't run with it. You are part of the infinite whole, so really feel into the connectedness and the unilateral navigation that this journey has been promoting in you. Allow things to shift naturally, so let things run their course. Feminines, let these things play out in the physical. Just know that everything is happening according to plan. We're manifesting with more than meets the eye. This is my card of the 3D. In the inverse like this, we're focused on the energetic layer of reality where you can't cut corners. It is what it is, and it is responsible for our physical realm experiences. And listen to your intuition. So feminines, this is a time, know that the love is there, but continue focusing on releasing anything that's no longer serving. Any bad attitudes, any resistance to letting go of the past. King of Wands, listen to your intuition about coming forward and giving space. Okay, what can we see energetically for this? Specifically the moon. What is this for the feminines? Journey, exchange, transference. I just heard, wow, and telepathic connection, correspondence, declaration, chamber of communication. So feminines, just know that you have been processing so much emotionally, and you have been in that emotional state. With the moon in the shared space, this burden of you being the emotional one is going to be balanced out. There's a telepathic sharing. The masculines are providing a lot of strength right now, a lot of emotional stability and consistency in certain regards. They are safekeeping the connection by not adding insult to injury, not coming forward when it's too emotionally charged, so that there won't be damage done. And that doesn't just mean drama between the two of you. It's highly unlikely that there would be drama between divine counterparts. This is more rocking the boat for extenuating circumstances. Some of the things that the feminines are dealing with are just the feminine's karmic rite of passage. And so this is a cue, feminines. If you haven't released karma, if you are in the process of doing that, that can be why one of your, the masculine cross to bear is having to stay back when they just want to swoop in and be your hero. But that's not going to save you. Ultimately, it's going to stunt your growth because you won't be taking care of your own karma. It would be a band-aid. For more progressed connections, your masculine is finding a way to be there for you without blurring the lines or pushing the connection into more of a sexual place or more of a committed place without you having the spaciousness to balance out your previous life, feminines. So there is a lot of this telepathic sharing going on. So you may not even need to tell your masculine what is happening. They are intuitively so connected, emotionally so connected, even if they haven't put it into words for themselves or for you. They know. They know they can read you just like you can read them. Okay, masculines, what can we see for the moon? Galactic transporter, adventure, discovery, exploration, and subatomic velocitor, acceleration, stimulation, and excitation. So these are both like very energetic baseline sort of things the masculines are tuning into. This can be the shaman card. So masculines are very much tuning into this foundational layer more than meets the eye and seeing these deep subconscious drivers. I just heard a lot of the masculines have been very charismatic. They've been in that player energy that's the Knight of Wands. They've progressed to this King of Wands where they've become accountable with that energy. But a lot of their manipulation, inadvertently or directly in the past, has been because they are energetic magicians and they've been learning as they're coming into more righteousness. They are seeing that some of that reckless permission to just do whatever they've felt to do against maybe societal norms or other, karmic feminine chagrin, they have been specializing. And so masculines, you're seeing that your capacity to look at the finer things, the deepest subconscious drivers, and read your feminine on such a deep level. It's quite interesting because what I'm getting is feminines, you know yourself better than karmic feminine energies do. And so you're speaking from a depth that other energies maybe don't ever attune to. Well, guess what? Your masculine can read energy on that level of depth. And so they're the only one that can pick up what you're actually saying, but it's such a gift to them because they don't get that opportunity with other energies around. And so it's teaching them so much about their own giftings in this energetic way, in this emotional way. So a lot of the masculines have felt like they weren't emotionally available, and they've, maintained a certain consistent aloofness, we'll say, because they've been so emotionally sensitive and learning on such a deep level that they haven't, in some regard, they have not been reckless with that. And so, yeah, masculines, you are really starting to see and be gifted this very deep wisdom. That's very lovely. Okay, let's look at the conscious mind. What can we see about coming together? Ooh, I want to get advice. Yeah, we'll just quickly get some advice for the masculines in that King of Wands. Okay, so masculines, we're getting it again. Don't stay completely aloof. Don't block your feminine out. This is part of your life purpose, to read energy this deeply, to find that fine line, the balance point in your situation with your feminine, and to stay the course and to meet them where it is appropriate. So this is not about completely hedging your feminine out or running away or denying the connection, whatever it may be. However you experience right now, it is there to show you something to do with your true destined path and the truth of how deep you are, how much you can read energy, and what a gift your feminine is, because they tell it like it is. They are emotionally laid bare to you. And so that is a gift of progressive understanding that you will not find anywhere else, and you're meant to take heed right now. What are the feminines meant to know? As I say that, the Ace of Swords, which is the truth in the reverse, you're not meant to know much right now. You're meant to focus on yourself. You're meant to clean up your karma. You're meant to go through your rite of passage. You're meant to sort of assess what's showing up for you when it does, and not be too wrapped up in needing to know anything right now. This is your chance to rest, to surrender, to give up control, feminines, and to allow what needs to play out right now. How do you do that? Look at what's showing up in your daily life. Check off the to-do list as energy allows. As the priorities are shown to you each day, will tell you what is required of you to do your due diligence as you go forward. And trust, masculines are seeing a hunter, kind of like figuring out which way the wind is blowing. Okay, on the conscious mind. That was absolutely not how you do that, by the way. I feel like such a city kid right now. It's like this. You don't blow on it. That would give mixed energy. So, I mean, there are no mistakes. So possibly in the past, ego has been adding another wind source for the masculines. So don't do that, masculines. Don't add your egoic interpretation. Actually check where the wind is coming from. Okay, conscious mind. What can we see for the connections regarding coming together? What are the thoughts of the counterparts at this time? Masculines on the left again, feminines on the right. Okay. Oh, yes, there is a focus on this love coming up into the future here. Tired of abandonment wounds. Really looking at, why are we withholding from this love? Well, it's been in divine timing, protection. Feminines are very much sitting in this grace period right now. Masculines, you're putting down the defensiveness and you're letting the gravity of your life, of situations, do the work for you. Instead of this uphill battle, you are releasing. This could be a breather for the masculines too, but let's get into it and clarify. What is this putting down the guard, stopping this wounded warrior, wounded healer energy at this time for the masculines? Ooh, High Priestess, Knight of Swords. So they are using their intuition instead of having to do it through ego. Masculines, you're using your intuition. You're seeing how in the past, when you were all up in ego, okay, so that's that. When you were doing that, you couldn't tell which decision to make. And now you're on it. You're on the scent. You're on the trail. You're on the wind of the Holy Spirit. So the High Priestess, this is the knowing, mercy, humility. You've learned how to think in terms of the love instead of the ego, the survival templates. And you're seeing how you might have made different choices had you known what you know now back then. Your High Priestess has been consistent in that they are still choosing this love. They are still choosing to talk to you. And so there is no battle. I'm hearing the masculines say, what do I do with this? That I don't have to fight for it or hunt it in the ways I was told, in the ways of the world. So that's interesting. So feminines, oftentimes the karmic feminine energy will never be satiated. Enough is never enough. And the masculines keep having to jump through hoops. They're hardwired to do that with the hero instinct. This journey is the hero's journey. And so they're having to reset from those many temporary gratification templates to a much more consistent cosmic sort of level of awareness, which is deeply fulfilling. And they can put down the burden of the world. But they didn't choose you in the past because it was too easy. In some ways, it didn't offer enough of a challenge because it wasn't drama-based. It has, however, offered a cosmic challenge because it's spirit-based. So yeah, masculines, this is causing them to believe in a higher power, believe in spirituality, to put down this existential crisis, this original separation wound, meaning when humans incarnate, they're no longer in the ever-presence of the divine. And so the masculines are believing in the energetic realms. They've had proof that they don't have to question whether that is true or not. The telepathy, the signs of synchronicities, the alignment, the obvious compatibility, the obvious answer to prayer. I'm hearing every single masculine had wished for real love, a life partner, before they manifested meeting you, feminine. Okay, what can we see for the divine feminines? Queen of Swords, 1, 10 of Cups. So there is a pause. There is a grace period where feminines, you're understanding that these daydream wishes that you've been having, they're not just entertainment. They're actually real information being given to you because of your direct connection to source. And it might not be literal, but they are the archetypal, just like dream reading, the things that you hold near and dear when you envision it going forward. Those are archetypes. So don't translate them literally. Translate them like you would your subconscious and a dream. Be objective, be neutral. Ask yourself, what do the elements of this daydream mean to me? Instead of a literal, I'm thinking immediately about, living situation and future relationship details and shared mission and all of that. Take the aspects of what you're being shown and really look at what those symbols are for you and what you can do right now, today, to access more of the instruction that those symbols are trying to give you. They're trying to add meaning. It's your subconscious trying to show you more about you right now than in the future. And so if you can unlock those symbols for yourself, you will see that you're never out of alignment with this grand plan. It's an illusion. Love going into the future. So let's see what we get for advice. On the conscious mind, there is more of a focus on this love, connection, break isolation, seek what brings you vitality. So if your counterpart enlivens, inspires, brings you vitality, it's time to come closer. It goes for you too, masculines. Seek what brings you vitality. We are all interdependent. So feminines, you don't have to be in scarcity, and you don't have to message your masculine. And I heard you don't have to love bomb. You don't have to have a disclaimer or explain yourself. You can just be real. Reach out for support. You are not alone. So I actually reached out for some advice, and it's not just for the heck of it. I actually feel like I would benefit from the advice that my person could give me, and I'm not alone. Dog Garnet. Dog Garnet. Okay, that's a new one. We're all interdependent. So as we're establishing a foundation, it's not every day that you find somebody that's so true. Never mind if they're true blue to the other person. Let's face it, counterparts. These connections, the reason that we can't put them down is because there are hearts of gold on both sides of the fence here. And so why would we want to fuss about the details when we've found people with true gold hearts? And so, yeah, this is about just acknowledging each other without an ownership. If you're not at a stage of union where you both mutually feel like you should go forward together in a romantic sense, at least let's take down the pretense and just acknowledge how awesome each person is here, and how we're glad to know each other. We're glad to see that a human like that exists. I was speaking that at 2222. Okay, that's the conscious mind. That's the get real, everybody. Let's just celebrate that we know this awesome person and not sugarcoat that fact. Okay, physical realm. What can we see for the message that we need to regarding coming together closer in the physical? Okay, sometimes I let people do, or I ask for shout outs in the comments below. I want to give a shout out to that curl right now. I've just been looking at that. That's like a portal. That's over my throat chakra. So shout out to Meredith's throat chakra portal in the comments below. What can we see for the physical realm connection right now? Masculines on the left, feminines on the right. Okay, wow, we have the Fool, new beginning, and investing. Wow, we have the card of investing together. Oh, that's going to be interesting. It's a gardening card. It's like planting crops and watching them come to fruition. We have the Fool right now, so both are preparing for a leap of faith. Masculines have the Magician in the inverse. So there's this idea of power versus force, of empowerment versus pushing an agenda, versus masculines. Definitely. Let's get some clarifiers for that. What can we see for the masculines in this energy? 9 of Swords about the new beginning. So that's anxiety. So things that give you anxiety, masculines, you're meant to put that down right now. Your anxiety, I'm hearing it's time to be very honest about anxiety. So let's get some advice for the masculines and their anxiety. One day it became more painful to remain in the bud than to blossom. So it looks like you've been trying to resist, trying to not manifest. I'm getting the message without this card. You've been trying not to force it, and it's getting worse to hold back than to actually go forward. You're all out excuses, masculines. What can we see? One card. Make your dreams real. Yeah, it's time. You've done this spider web of interconnectedness behind the scenes, masculines, and now it's going to be more anxiety producing to not do anything about this connection, to not come forward, than to actually go forward. Okay, Prince of Cups, feminines. So you can feel your masculine here. There's a masculine wanting to offer this cup of love. So you can feel this masculine energy not quite ready to come in. What are the feminines meant to do about that? The Star. So this fell out in the future, but in an immediate. When the star is in the inverse like this, it's like right now. And so it will happen when you least suspect it, feminines. You're meant to just know that it's on the way. Love is coming for you. It's not here right now while you're watching this video possibly, but it's going to happen in the blink of an eye. And so, yeah, just focus on you right now. It does happen when you least suspect it, feminines. Yeah, I have a love-hate with that statement too, but that is what is coming out. Okay, so there is going to be investment coming up in the future here. What can we know about that? Fertility, explore creativity, act on inspiration. Yes, that's when it happens, when you least suspect it, when it kind of clicks, boom. And it becomes more painful to hold back than to blossom. Feminines, this is in the masculine's court on some next level. There's something coming, this new beginning, the new cycle that's about to be more reciprocal, more mutual, more invested. Thought becomes form. Manifest your dreams and free your imagination. So when we put conditions and social graces and stigmas and status quo, if we heap that stuff on, it becomes very stagnant and controlling and uncomfortable. This says free your imagination and don't bind yourself into those things. That's not what coming towards a heart of gold does. And so there is a creative outlet to be had that is waiting in escrow here for the masculines to say, yeah, let's do this. Let's see what our hearts and minds can do coming together here. Amazing. So let's just get one more advice for the feminines. What are we getting? Spiritual strength, virtue, and valor. So just stay the course. Victory is assured. 77, another rest card though. Feminines, you're meant to be in receiving mode right now. What can we see for the masculines? On the floor. The bottom line is commitment, connection, flexibility, and resolution. So yeah, masculines, there is a win-win to be had here. And yeah, there is a resolution. Your flexibility will be rewarded right now. Commitment, connection, beautiful. So this is a commitment. This is a connection. Whether you have spoken that out or called it that, it's getting increasingly difficult to fight the fact that this is your true match, masculines and feminines. Allow it, believe it, receive it, live it, be it. Grounded in the physical. Many blessings. Bye for now.